sisters. Today I have the distinguished pleasure of introducing one of our founding members, great person, great friend, and also the site coordinator for our quarterly blood drive at Consumers Energy. Sara Walz is going to deliver her second speech today, Organize Your Speech. And her title is A Plea from Dracula. It's about donating blood. Sara was drawn to the Red Cross when she met a 5-year-old boy suffering from neuroblastoma, who was turned away from the hospital because they did not have enough blood. So it goes right along with our theme today of serving others, and I'm very excited to hear it. Things to watch out for to help Sara would be the organization, her use of effective note reading while speaking, and facial expressions. So please help me welcome Sara.
Nine and a half years ago, I started college and found myself, for the first time, in charge of my own finances. It was very difficult juggling a part-time job and college, and I continually found myself in deferment after deferment with my MSU tuition bills. My first experience with a solicitor resulted in 10 of my precious dollars being signed off to the Salvation Army. Next, I fell into the thralls of the Susan G. Komen for the Cure, and after that, the Autism Society of America, the American Red Cross, United Way. Why did I choose so many? Now, all of these organizations have my name, and I am forever receiving letters in the U.S. mail asking for more and more and more. And what's worse is that along with the letters for donations comes a nickel, or return address labels, stamps, even a blanket once. And I find myself very frustrated that one of my previous donations may have been cashed in for a roll of nickels to send to possible donors. That didn't leave me completely jaded, however. I found a way to give that ensures that my donation is used as I intended it. I'd like to talk today about blood donations and share 3 important reasons to donate. First, I found, again, that this is one donation that will be used how I am hoping it will be used. Secondly, the squeamishness associated with the process of getting blood isn't really as bad as people think. And lastly, every person here someday will find that he or a member of his family will rely on a neighbor for a pint of blood. So call it control freak or maybe selfish, but when I give $100 of my hard-earned money, I feel very disappointed that up to 30% of that could be used for administrative fees and fundraising expenses. When I give blood, I doubt very much that anybody's skimming anything off the top. In fact, my blood is separated into red blood cells, plasma, and platelets. And that means that on any given night, if 3 different people arrive at a hospital in need of any of those components, I could save the lives of 3 different people. I was blessed with O-negative blood type, which is a universal blood type. That means that anybody, regardless of your blood type, can receive my blood, O-negative. So if somebody gets rushed into the hospital after a car accident and doesn't have very much time, the hospital doesn't have to test their blood type. They can just take a pint of O-negative blood and put it into the person who needs it. Although only 7% of the population has O-negative blood, there's a saying that says the rarest blood type is the type that's unavailable when needed. A common reason I hear for why people don't want to give blood is that they're afraid of needles. And I have seen this. I've been involved in Red Cross blood drives since high school, and I've seen big football player, macho guys lying on a bed, panicked and ready to run screaming out of the building. So I understand that that fear is real. But I will admit that it's not something that's completely desirable for me to lie on a bed with a needle in my arm for 10 minutes while blood is just being sucked out. I understand that, but in those moments where I'm a little nervous about it, I try to think of a cancer patient, for example, who's in and out of the hospital all the time. Do I think that they like having a needle in them? Probably not. They don't have a choice. So hear me say this. It's meant to be a sacrifice. Lastly, and most importantly, you may think that it will never happen to you or your family, but I'm here to tell you someday you will experience a need for blood. There have been people who have had to pass up a life-saving organ because there wasn't enough blood to operate. How do we let that happen? If just one additional percent of Americans would start donating blood, just 1 more percent, blood shortages would completely disappear. I realize that you've heard these persuasions before, but I want to personally address each person here and ask you that if you are able to donate, please do. You are obligated. It's not enough to brush it off saying with a shrug, yeah, maybe I'll make an appointment. This is important. So what sways you? Are you like me in that you need to know that your donation is used how you want it to be used? Are you ready to conquer your fear of needles and realize that the whole process is over before you even know it? Or are you hearing what I'm telling you today, that someday blood donations will save the life of you or a family member? It's easy to think that it won't happen to us, but it will happen to somebody, and just who are you counting on to make that sacrifice? It's not up to the person next to you, it's up to you.